You know, as the more you get into it, the more you say, oh, I didn't realize we could do that, or oh, that's a really cool option that I didn't know about. But you're looking back on it and saying like, man, that if I had known all that, you know, I would have planned things out differently. The design and development phase begins when you've got an idea and you meet the factory for the first time, and you either verbally or on paper, you communicate to them what you want. Then they start doing their job of going from an idea to a physical sample. If you do it in person, it can go quickly and take like 2 weeks. But if you do it by email from afar, it could take as much as 2 months. A $1 million tip is that when you're doing design and development, be flexible, and in the very beginning, like when they do your first sample, use available fabrics and trims in order to move quickly and cost effectively, and just focus more on the fit, understanding, learning how they work, and getting a physical sample in hand to then give them feedback. If things are going well, at some point you're gonna have to say, okay, now we need to get the actual fabric and the actual trim before I'm ready to sign a contract and move ahead. And that's kind of that's a big step. It's a big commitment, because now the factory has to spend time and money to actually go get the actual fabrics and trim, which is expensive.
So they source it for you?
Yeah, they will. But if you have the fabric and trim that you've sourced already, then you just bring it to them and say, here, please sew this together according to my drawings or this physical sample that I have. The mistake that I see a lot of people make is that they kind of lump together production with design and development and don't think of it as a two-step process.
Got you.
Like, I mean, there are companies that specifically do design and development. There are not that many in Vietnam, but there's a lot of outside of Vietnam that, you know, they market themselves as design and development companies. I know one called 52 Launch, but they charge $35,000 to take you from an idea to a prototype, as well as they also do the logo, the branding, the marketing, the website, the social media strategy. So for $35,000 you get a lot. But they're like a proper design and development company. And today we're going to go out and meet some service providers that can do it for you. It just means that you might have to make 3 or 4 trips that you weren't anticipating to go back to them, have face-to-face conversations, kind of work through the misunderstandings, the miscommunications, and also you yourself, who is the designer, is going to start making design changes. You know, as the more you get into it, the more you say, oh, I didn't realize we could do that, or oh, that's a really cool option that I didn't know about. And then you shift course, which of course then, you know, kind of takes you back a few steps, which is okay, because that's the design development process. It's just that what started off is supposed to take 2 weeks ended up taking 2 months. And you're looking back on it and saying like, man, that if I had known all that, you know, I would have planned things out differently. But the first time around is always the hardest. Interesting. So that looks like beef. Cái này là cái gì? Cái này là gì?
Dạ, bò chặt.
Bò chảo hả?
And then the reverse. Pretty cool. This is Bao's wife. She does breakfast in the morning, and then he's either driving around or doing other things. So there's something else he does.